and welcome to Bourbon Bites Whiskey Reviews with maybe not a gaming twist after how badly I just did on Mario. Yes, if you saw our pre-gaming stream, I apologize. I'm making my formal apology video now. I need to brush up on my original Super Mario. But if you missed it, it was a ton of fun. I had Perry on from This is My Bourbon podcast, so make sure to go check the replay of that sometime soon. But we have another really, really special stream because we have our good friend Matt from Whiskey Crusaders. I'll bring him on in just a second. Do you want to give a couple shout outs to people that I missed during the last stream? I normally give shout outs at the top of the stream, but I was just ready to get into the game. But I do want to give shout outs to our mods here tonight. I see Emily Chambers. I see Whiskey Mountains. I know Donnie is here somewhere. He was in the last chat, but also some amazing patrons here as well. I see Steve A. Welcome, Steve A. Good to see you, man. Bourbon Baller. James Taylor, another amazing patron here. Nick Proman and Adriana. Nick and Adriana are also supporters of the show. If you guys want to support the channel and join things like our after party hangout, which is happening right after this stream, you can go to patreon.com/bourbonbites, get all the info there. But yeah, we also have a whiskey and gaming lounge Discord server. Just go to bourbonbites.com and join us for the fun there. We might play some golf with friends, as we talked about in the last stream, sometime soon. So get on there if you're not there yet. But without further ado, let me bring on my very special guest of the evening. Please welcome Matt from Whiskey Crusaders. Matt, thank you so much for joining.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Looking forward to this fun time with some Texas whiskeys here tonight.
Yeah, so I saw you did a very similar stream on your channel recently, or was it on?
I was on my Bourbon.
It was on Scott's channel.
Yeah,
and and it got me thinking. I was like, I am so limited with my experience with Texas whiskey. I have some that I like, and I have some that are kind of like, it's not my favorite. But really, the only two brands I've ever tried are, of course, Balcones, but also Ironroot Harbinger, which is currently my favorite Texas whiskey. Okay. So I'm excited tonight to try. I don't know if we'll get through all 12. We'll try to get through all 12.
That's the goal.
12 new Texas whiskeys to me. And again, huge thank you to Matt for sending these samples. I really appreciate it. I felt weird asking. I was like, can you send me some samples of Texas whiskey? But it's stuff I can't get here.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, you can't get any of these there as far as I know. Yeah, there's no way.
Yeah, so I figured, you're the best person to reach out to because you have basically the biggest whiskey collection in the state of Texas. Let's be real. So I was like, you know what? If anyone knows Texas whiskey, it's got to be Matt. So I'm so glad to have you on and talk us through a little bit of these different ones. So you ready to dive into these? Like, we got a lot to do. Let's
start out with Banner here, which is down in Maynard, Texas, which is a little bit east of Austin. This is a 92 proof, non-chill filtered, no coloring. This is a little tiny distillery, about the size of my bar. It's maybe 500 or 600 square feet, the whole distillery. It's a tiny little place, but they make great little whiskey there. They have two people that work there. They're the owners, the distillers. They started out with a beer keg as their actual still. Wow. And then a couple years later, they actually ordered one from China, and they basically sent a wire and said, "We hope to dear God this is not a scam," and this still actually shows up. And thank God it did. And so they're making a really nice. So this is a wheat whiskey. It's 95% wheat, 5% barley, and so it's all Texas grain, and it's used rainwater, and their energy is from windmills. So it's so it's really cool.
I don't think I've had a wheated whiskey from Texas.
Oh, good. We'll have two of them tonight. So there's this one, and we'll do Lone Elm later because that's a cask strain.
Awesome. Well, so Bourbon Baller says, can you recommend a Texas whiskey that does not have that strange soapy funk? So I've never interpreted it as soapy, but I do think that there is something I do call a Texas funk. I don't know if it's in all of them. I've only tried two brands, like I said, so we'll see tonight if it is. But I've kind of gotten used to it when I've found whiskeys like Harbinger that actually do it well. So I'm not completely off put by that note, but I think I know that's got to be what they're talking about.
I'm guessing, yeah. There's definitely a predominant that same note is in most Texas whiskeys, and that's just the terroir of Texas. Mm-hmm. Even though it changes up depending on the distillery and what region of Texas, it's you're still going to find it on pretty much every Texas, unless they're sourcing. Then it doesn't matter. It's not really Texas anyway.
Good point. And the thing is, you may have had if you had bad experience with it, definitely try some other ones because I thought the same way when I was trying some, but then I finally found one. I was like, hey, this kind of works well with that funk. So I finally got past that because I definitely was at that point.
Yeah, I guess the question is, what have they had, and see if we can steer them in direction of something that doesn't maybe have that note. I guess really the first place to start.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so I got this poured here. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Well, I guess I should nose it first. Yeah, it smells like Texas whiskey.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's about 45 minutes from the whiskey vaults where it's located.
Oh, that's nice. I'm not used to the lower proof because I've been buying a lot of the Balcones, the cast strength stuff, like the picks.
Right.
Huh. I like this. So you said this is a small distillery, right?
Yeah, it's a tiny little place. Yet, like, it's like, I swear to you, it's like driving out to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, getting to this place.
Mhm.
It is literally in the middle of nowhere in like this random field, and you go down this like horrific road that has ruts in it like I've never seen.
Wow.
And then there's this random building, and that's the distillery. But there's super great people that work there, though. They're really nice guys.
Yeah, Donnie's asking, what is this? Can you show the bottle once more? Just because I missed it because I was looking for my sample.
This is the Banner Wheat Whiskey.
That's really nice. What's the price on that? Is that a pretty affordable?
It's cheap. Well, it's like $35.
You know what? You're off to a great start here because that's really fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, so Bourbon Baller.
Oh yeah, he's tried Garrison Brothers, Balcones, Ironroot, all variations. Yeah, I haven't actually with Garrison Brothers. I don't think I found one that I like from them yet. Personally, it's not my go-to.
Yeah, they're super oaky and tannic. I did include one of their better ones, the Balmorhea, for this evening, but I don't know. We'll see what you think of it later on in the evening.
Awesome. James Taylor brings up a good point. Only 9 likes. Hit that like button. I see there's 27 people here tonight. Thank y'all so much for showing up. That's a pretty high number for us here. So appreciate you guys so much. If you're new and you want to see more of this, make sure to hit subscribe while you're down there hitting that like button. And also tune in on Friday to ADHD Whiskey's channel because I will be competing with Chad from It's Bourbonite in the Matt Madness competition. So I'm nervous. This is my last stream before then, Matt. So Matt back to back, basically.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's going to be, I'm sure, a vastly different stream than this.
Well, but you know what? I needed this before that stream because, like I said, I'm not super familiar with Texas whiskey. And I know he could throw in a Texas whiskey there just to throw us off a bit. So I had to be sure that I know what Texas whiskey tastes like.
That's a good point.
So
yeah, who knows? I sent Matt all sorts of crazy stuff. Mine was all like world whiskeys, but I sent him all sorts of wild stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So God knows what he could throw in your things. Who knows?
And I know, especially going against Chad, I mean, there's definitely going to be some nuttiness there because I know that's Chad's thing. I'm sure he's tailoring it towards everyone. So
yeah, I'd imagine. Or completely opposite, just to screw with you.
That's true. It's going to be all Texas or Tennessee whiskey.
Exactly.
So that's what you should do to not give them advantage for living in Kentucky.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no Kentucky whiskey whatsoever is allowed.
There we go. Although I would do worse, though, because that's what I'm most familiar with. Unless, you know what? Make it all Scotch. Then I'll be like, you know,
there
what?
you go.
I got
then you're going to definitely beat them on that.
Yeah. Even though I have such limited experience, it's definitely more than they have. So.
Oh, good. Colin got the Maltzilla, which actually Maltzilla is in your flight, so you'll have that one later tonight. So that'll be fun.
Ooh, interesting. I like the name of it. I like the sound of it. Who's that by?
It's about Balcones. It's a French oak single barrel pick that a friend's liquor store did, and it's amazing.
Nice.
All right, so this is good stuff. I guess if you want to move on to the next one, we can do that. All right, let's see. Which one I want you to go to? I'm just trying to look at proof-wise.
Yeah, I would say these are all a lot more up
These
there.
are all way the hell up there. I think the next one, the next lowest is probably 100. Yeah. All right, because this has got peat in it. Let's do the one peated one, and then the rest don't. So next one I've given up to is Andalusia's Revenant Oak, which is west of Austin and Blanco. This is another tiny distillery out there, but this one is actually peated with Irish peat.
Oh, interesting.
So
well, there's that one Irish whiskey that's peated. What is that one?
Connemara. Well,
okay, yeah.
Actually a couple more. There's Connemara, there's Silky, and then there's Teeling's Black Pits now that are also peated.
That's a good point. I have a sample of the Teelings I haven't tried yet. But
oh, dude, that Black Pits is phenomenal. That's really, really good stuff.
I definitely. One thing I want to say: people always complain about your handwriting. I don't see the problem here. I can read everything.
They just, I'm sorry, they don't have your amazing ability to read it. Apparently,
this is coming from a guy who has probably the worst handwriting in California. So I feel like we understand each other.
Exactly. It was like, well, see, someone can read it, guys. So stop your bitch.
So I just want to make that clear very up front. I can read all of these. So screw you, Sarah and Will. Oh wow, the nose on this is weird.
Yes, this is a single malt. This is all barley, and there's multiple kinds of barley in this one as well. I think it's 4 or 5 different barleys that make this up.
It smells like a mix of like cinnamon, and there's like some kind of like what is that? Those scented things that are in like is it
Oh, the potpourri things?
Yes.
Those little plugins, those Glade plug-in things or whatever?
Or I'm thinking about the ones that like go in an actual jar, but yeah, there's
okay. Yeah. That's the jar that's got the little, I don't know, what all that crap is you
it's
throw
got like,
in there.
crab, like pine
make
cones
it
and
smell.
shit.
Yeah. Whatever the hell they do to scent that stuff. Exactly.
Yeah. So to me, it's got like a Christmas spice on it. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice. It's one of the few Texas peateds there are. And I think they did a really nice job with it. The same thing. It's a farm distillery. That one actually got a bunch of farm animals on it. So, it's cool.
Well, I was going to say the other note I'm getting is like a tree sap, like a new wood, like freshly broken branch. That's interesting. For a peated whiskey, I'm very surprised by these notes. I'm excited to try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Still tasting that wood, that tree, like a freshly cut down tree.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
But it's not like crazy peated. It's just got a nice.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah,
it's not Ardbeg.
Which I mean, I wouldn't be opposed if it was, but you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was like, I know you like it. That's why I put you a peated one in here because I know like Scott didn't like peated, so I sent him an unpeated version. Whereas I know you like peat, so I made sure to give you the peated one.
No, I've definitely never had a peated Texas whiskey, but you know what? I dig it. It's not my favorite, but I could sip on this for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, there's the word patchouli. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay. But yeah, there's that. There's a peated single malt also from Balcones that's really good that they do. And then Ironroot has one that is peat and port in their Icarus that's also delicious.
Second sip, I like that a good bit more.
Okay. Yeah, especially if you get some of the single barrels. I've got some of those too at someone. I can send you some really heavily peated single barrels that are cast strength, and those are really, really nice. And there's Perry.
Perry, so he had to like let off some steam because he beat me. Like, so it's like he's just gonna gloat a bit about that.
It happens.
That one's good. I like it. I mean, like I said, I'm not opposed to peat, so
yeah, exactly. So I figured this was probably a good
now,
one.
Okay, I will say it doesn't have any of the Texas funk.
Right.
I think the peat overshadows it.
So yes, and I think based on because the fact that they're doing single malt, not so much Burt. Now, granted, obviously Balcones is a lot of single malt, but also they're separated by a good 2.5 hours in region and climate. So that's also going to make a vast difference on this one.
Gotcha.
You're not going to have that weird funk that you have with like Balcones and Ironroot and the gate. Although Garrison is a little bit southwest of them, but same thing. It's a little bit different terroir.
Yeah, I need to revisit Garrison because I tried. They were at back when a whiskey convention was a thing. They were at one of ours, and there was only Texas whiskey there. So I was like, I gotta try it. And they had just their standard one, but I think they let me try probably Cowboy from whatever that year. It was 2019, I think. Cowboy bourbon. I still just didn't love it, but maybe it was because I was so new to Texas whiskey that I just hadn't found my balance with that.
Sure, yet. That makes sense. Oh, nice. Yeah, I guess Ron tried the half peated one with Daniel from Crowded Barrel. Very nice.
Oh, nice. I'm going to set this glass aside now. That was the only peated one.
Yeah, that's the only. Okay, so let's go to, let's see, proof-wise. There's going to be 115, 124, 107. Oh, yeah, I don't remember what this one is. I'm going to take it out of the box and see what the proof is on this one.
Oh, Patrick said he sent me Garrison Brothers. He did. He sent me the honey one. You know what? I love that honey.
You like that one?
Yeah, I love it. It's so interesting, so unique. I mean, I know they like added in, so it's not like it's like,
right. It's technically a flavored whiskey because it's the honeydew. Yeah.
So we got our first super chat of the night. Tammy Brinicki. Tammy says, some love and spending dough for the upcoming vacation. Sweet. Yes. So next weekend, I'm going to be going to Las Vegas for my birthday weekend. I'm looking forward to it so much. So Thursday night, I will not be live, but I will be doing a premiere of an interview I did with the head sales and innovation officer at Barrel, talking about Stellum Spirits, which I know you guys just reviewed the Stellum Spirits.
Yes. Yeah. We've got Will on Monday to talk about.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. I had to pre-record it because I knew I was going to be out of town, but
kind of hard otherwise. Yeah,
I'm really digging Stellum. I haven't seen your reviews yet. Did y'all generally like it?
I think it's the best new whiskey we tried this year, to be honest.
Oh, it's phenomenal. I was so. I guess my expectations were just really low. So when I tried it, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like I could see myself buying this regularly.
Yeah, especially for the price for $55, you can't beat it. It's great stuff. Now, have I seen it anywhere? No, but whenever it shows up, I don't expect it to stick around long.
Yeah, I saw pictures of it at some stores near here, but I've never seen it myself. So
Okay.
hopefully it doesn't. They say their goal is to not,
Right. So
be
it's just be
allocated at
on the
all.
shelf.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm kind of spoiling my interview. So sneak peek to that interview for y'all that haven't seen it yet. So cheers, Tammy. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Ooh, the Penelope
right.
barrel. That's a good one.
So which one did you say we're moving to? I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention.
Move to the Still Austin. So this is their straight bourbon, the musician. And so obviously this is in downtown Austin. They use a white corn on this. So it's 70% white corn, 25% Elbin rye, and 5% wildflower barley. So wildflower barley. So it's the same corn you use for like tortillas. So it's a little bit different on it, and it's 2 years old. This is on a column still. But I think and then Nancy Fraley's involved with this distillery as well.
Oh, nice.
I think they do a really good job with this.
Sounds interesting.
For this one, I don't find any of the Texas funk on at all.
Yeah, I've only smelled it, but no, I don't get it at all.
Yeah, and the same place. And so Austin 101, I did not send you because it's some point I'll probably get you at another point. Is the Austin 101 light whiskey is also made by a separate company. They use their stills when they're not running that through. They run their stuff through.
Gotcha. See, Will's in the house. He said that's a fun one. Yeah, it smells. You know what? I would have not if this were Matt Madness and this were tomorrow. I would have never guessed Texas based on the nose on this.
No, yeah, I know. Like Scott was a really big fan of this one.
Well, yeah, because it smells the most like bourbon. But let's see how it tastes. That tastes nothing like Texas whiskey. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's totally different though.
It tastes like a really good. You know what? It almost is giving me some kind of like, almost like a Tennessee whiskey vibe. Okay. Not so. I don't want to say Dickel, but like Dickel's. There's some good Dickel and bad Dickel. We had this discussion last night on Mash and Drum. Yeah. But when George Dickel nails something like the Bottle and Bond from 2020, it has such a like rich nuttiness to it, and I think I'm getting that same kind of nuttiness on this one.
Okay. Yeah, I totally see that. Yeah, we actually got this one from the distillery, and we wrote the review up actually for them, which was really nice. We got quoted on their website and everything.
Oh, that's so cool. Will said you sent him a photo of all the bottles you're sending me. It's all good. Well, you guys stick around. We've only been through 3, so we have how many?
We got 9 more.
9 more, man. Mario messed with my brain, I swear. Got our next super chat from Jake Miller, which I think is the first time seeing you here. Welcome to the stream. He says, got Lefroy lore for $100. I told the missus that Matt told me to because he would kill me if I didn't, since it was a great price. She didn't believe me.
It is a really great price and an amazing whiskey.
I have not tried lore.
Oh, that's a good one. That's one of my favorite Lefroy's ever. It's amazing.
The only Lefroy that I've really liked was the it was the one that was it's like wine / something else.
No, the port and wine finish.
Yes, that one.
Yeah,
I really like that one. My friend sent me a sample of that one.
Yeah, I sent Adriana one of those, so it's really good.
You know what, Lefroy is. Maybe I just need more experience with it because I don't typically, if I want a peated scotch, I don't typically go to Lefroy. But I think they probably got some really good stuff out there. I just haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, you just need to do like an entire Lefroy night and have like 12 different Lefroys. That's solve your problem.
Well, I had my friend Aaron join me for a stream. And it was called a tour of Isla. So we tried like basically every major Isla distillery, and I was kind of trying to find my favorite. Lefroy didn't rank very high that night, but I think I need to try more of their products to fully understand.
Absolutely.
I really enjoy this, but not for the fact that it tastes like it just doesn't taste like a Texas whiskey to me.
Yeah,
it tastes like a really good American whiskey.
Exactly, it's just a really good bourbon. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. What was the proof on that? I think it doesn't drink very hot at all.
It is 98.4.
Okay, it probably drinks about that. I was thinking it was higher. Oh, Jason Busey says lore is what got me into whiskey in the first place.
Oh, awesome.
There you go. Well, I always say, when I was first trying to get into Scotch, I went to a local meetup, and they're like, "Have you ever tried a peated whiskey?" I'm like, "Not really." And like, "Oh, here's an Octomore." So my first experience with Scotch was Octomore.
Oh God!
Other than like blended stuff like Johnny Walker, I had before.
That's not.
But you know what? You know what though? I freaking liked it. I liked it, and they're like so surprised that I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They always just see me as like just a bourbon guy, but I think I've always been curious about other spirits, not just other spirits, other types of whiskey.
Right.
But even other spirits like rum, I've been getting really into rum lately. So I would never limit as much as I love bourbon. I would never limit myself. Be like, I'm only drinking bourbon.
Yeah, that's it. life's too short to drink only one kind of whiskey. You want all the kinds.
Yeah. And if you have a favorite, of course, feel free to, enjoy it more often. But so cheers, Jason. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I don't know if I said thank you, but thank you, Jake, for your super chat too. And that one's good. Still, I hear a lot about Still Austin too.
Yeah, they're really good. They're doing a really great job. Same thing. They're using really good barrels. They're not speeding anything up. They were smart. They released a bunch of basically, new make at the beginning. So they weren't sourcing. They just simply took the right time to do it properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Don said he'd rather have Oxmoor than Johnny Walker Red. Well, yeah, that's probably a good point. And then James Taylor says, if you like rum, you need to try some of those good Foursquare products. Mm-hmm. Yes. If you haven't seen it, I've done a couple streams. I did one stream where I was trying like 5 or 6 different Foursquares, which, oh my God, that was like the best night ever. So please go check out that stream if you missed it. I loved all of them, but there were some that I immediately bought a bottle right after trying the sample of it. It's that good.
Nice.
And Swan's in the house. What's up, Swan? All right, what are we moving to now?
All right, so we did that one. Let's see. Now I gotta look at that. I think we're gonna move. Okay, we're gonna move to Balcones Grand Cru.
Ooh, that's a fancy bottle. What is that?
So this is a single malt that they're regular, but then is finished in St. Arnold's different beers. So one's a barley wine, one's an imperial stout, and one's a Belgian quad, and they finished in all 3 of those.
Gotcha. Is that no? This is what was that one called?
Balcones Grand Cru. It's 110 proof or 55%.
Oh, this isn't the right one. This is the other Balcones.
There's one that's Maltzilla, and there's this one. There's 2 Balcones in there.
Oh, there it is. The label is peeling off. I got it. Okay. Jake Miller says, have I played Monster Hunter Rise? I actually haven't. My husband is a huge fan of the Monster Hunter series. I'll have to ask him if he's played it yet because he played a bunch of the older ones. So I assume he was waiting for a newer one to come out. So he probably has it. This one's dark. I mean, of course, it's Balcones. They're always very dark.
It should be dark. It's kind of like a requirement for Balcones. Yeah. If it's not dark, you got ripped off. Something's wrong with your bottle. It's not.
And I have. It is one of their single malts that was finished in Madeira casks. A local group out here did it. It's delicious, dude. It's like drinking. It's almost like drinking a wine. It's that thick and viscous.
That's
and funny enough, they just announced that they're making a regular release of Madeira cask finish.
Good, because I was like, the funny thing is, I'd never had one of theirs finished in Madeira cask, so it's actually really cool you got that.
Yeah. So their next ones, their new releases are called Dusk and Dawn. But they use Texas Madeira, so it's not quite the exact same. But I'm assuming it's going to have a lot of that similar.
Yes, and actually, I know Andalusia also has some finished it, and what it comes from is actually I can grab the bottle real quick because I have some of them of their Texas Madeiras.
Oh, I love it. The nose on this.
Yeah, so Texas Madeira here. It's made by Hack. And it's down off the coast of Galveston. This is the Madeira they're all using as these guys' stuff because Texas has an agreement with Portugal. They can call it Madeira because of an old agreement from like 150 years ago. They're the only state that can legally call it that.
That's so interesting. So I did a stream a couple weeks ago where I was like trying a bunch of the wines that people typically would finish whiskey. And so I did try a Madeira. Of course, it was just a $16 bottle of it, so it probably wasn't the best example. I really enjoyed that one. I was surprised by some of them. I was like, because I always thought Oloroso Sherry was going to be really sweet. Boy, was I wrong. I'm like, holy crap, this is like, what am I drinking? But now that I know it's supposed to be like a pre-dinner drink, like it's supposed to be a little bit, make your tongue salivate a bit. I actually enjoyed it. The dryness.
Yeah, there's a vast range of Madeira from super sweet to super dry. It just depends on where you're at. They're all over the place.
Yeah, Ron's Wood Turning is asking, are these available only at the distillery? The one he might be asking about the ones that I was talking about.
Probably.
I think it probably is. They just check out their Facebook page. They made a whole post about it about a week ago. So
I guess I need to call Gabe and say, hey, Dave, can I have a bottle, please?
Steve A says, I actually have a 3-pack of the Madeira Finish Andalusia.
Oh, nice.
And Swan accidentally put sugar on his chicken.
Ooh, that does suck. I think you just ruined your chicken, bud. It's not going to be good.
This is super malty on the nose. I haven't tried it yet, though.
Yeah, this is going to be way. As analysis are going to really, that's one of the big that stands out for Balcones, for sure, is malty.
Oh, wow. So I'm sorry. I missed what made this special. I'm sorry. I was looking for my bottle. I need to do better about that. I need to stop looking for
barley wine, a Russian Imperial Stout, and a Belgian Quad. And it was for the 25th anniversary of the brewery in Houston called St. Arnold's.
You know what? It kind of has a little bit of like sourness that I'm getting. I'm wondering if that's from the beer.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely taste the beer finish on this for sure.
Mhm. It's almost like an IPA kind of note, I would say.
Okay.
Not quite hoppy. I mean, a little bit, but like that kind of like bitterness. I think.
Yeah, it's got that bitterness exactly.
I like it. I mean, I've had stuff that I prefer from Balcones. Like,
I totally agree with you completely. It's really good, but yes, I'd agree. I prefer other things than this personally.
Yeah, but it's. I mean, it's honestly, all of the special releases from Balcones are worth at least trying because they do some really great stuff.
I haven't had one I haven't liked yet from them, so I got that going for me too.
That's a good point. Well, I had their bourbon, their cheap, the one that was like a cheap red.
The red label, the pot still.
I just couldn't get into that. I knew it was like it was intended to be like a entry level product.
Right.
I just feel like I didn't fall in love with it.
Yeah, hey, that works. Can't like them all.
Yeah. But that thankfully that wasn't my first experience with Balcones. I knew what other good stuff they've done. So
understand that.
Yeah. All right.
I'm trying to see what proof we want to go to next.
At this point, we've already broken the barrier. Let's just go for whatever. I don't no. What? Well, there's one that's 55%. Oh, that's the grand.
Let's do this one next. Let's do the single barrel from Lone Elm, and this one's only at 100. This is at 107.6.
Gotcha.
So
Lone Elm. I haven't heard of that.
Lone Elm is a little bit southeast of Dallas in Forney, Texas, at the 5 Points Distillery. This is 90% red winter wheat, 10% malted barley, and this is between 5 and 6 years old. So you can see this is significantly darker as well. So,
and for those of you that aren't familiar with Texas whiskey, the short of it is it ages a lot quicker than like bourbon. So most things you're going to see are going to be like 2, 4. I mean, I honestly 5 or 6 years old sounds pretty.
These are some of the oldest you're going to find on the market in Texas.
Yeah, and it's because those wood tannins are so like strong because of the heat from Texas. So if you had a 12-year-old Texas whiskey, I can't imagine it being very good.
I can't imagine being much left in the barrel, number one.
Yeah,
but,
it'd be like black tar, just like
yeah, exactly. In fact, we did some barrel picks with them. That literally it made half a bottle, and it came out at 159.5. It was amazing.
And I was gonna say, was it good?
It was so freaking good, but like literally, it's straight down the entire glass. Like the second you started drinking it, it was just clouded the whole Glencairn up. It was hilarious, but it was really, really good.
Wow, I really like the nose on this one.
Yeah, so this is another one that's going to be a totally different nose than you're not going to get that Texas.
I was going to say, well, at first I was kind of interpreting it as the Texas note, but you're right, it's different. There's something different about it.
It is a Texas note, but it's different than the bourbons and the malts because it is its own thing because it's just wheat and malt in here only.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of its own nose to me. But that wheat really shows up.
On the palate? Oh, yeah. So this is the second wheated one. You mentioned both of them.
Yeah,
this one I can absolutely tell is a wheated whiskey, but I like it. It's interesting. It's very soft.
Yes, yeah, they do a really good job out there. Same thing. It's a nice small. It's a little farm distillery out there. But this actually has been in a few of the blends. Like it's in the Garrison blend, which they just came out with between Balcones and Ironroot and these guys, and then it's in some of the Texas Whiskey Festival blends as well. I
was going to say the thing it reminds me of the most is. I think it's pronounced Huling Station from Tennessee. They do a straight wheat whiskey. This is their bourbon, but they have a wheat whiskey, and this has some very, very similar notes to that.
Okay, I've only had the bourbon. I haven't had the wheat one. I haven't tried that one ever.
Yeah, it's also from MGP, but they have like a custom mash bill.
Okay.
Because I mean, most people don't source like a MGP wheat whiskey. That's like not something that's commonly done.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, in fact, I don't know.
I think they did provide a custom mash bill that MGP distilled. They were one of the last distilleries that were able to do that.
Okay.
I like this one. This was actually, I don't want to say it's my favorite because I like complex flavor. It's a little soft for me, like I said.
Yeah.
But I think it's one of the most approachable ones for sure if you're getting into Texas whiskey.
Certainly. All right. So this one, 65. That one.
So people in the chat, what Texas whiskeys have you tried? I know we asked Bourbon Ball earlier, but I'm curious to hear from you guys. Like, which ones have you tried? Which ones can you find in your area? Are you like me, where you can only really get Balcones and Ironroot and Garrison Brothers? Maybe. Curious to hear where for you guys from around the country. Will says, what was the proof on that soft one? Was it 107.6?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. 107.6.
It doesn't drink like that at all. I think it drinks more like a 90, 95.
Yeah, and that's one of the lower proof ones from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite good. Yeah, usually they range like 120s. It's like 115, 120s for the most part.
Oh,
but that's what it came out at. It is what it is, and it was really good.
No, that's awesome. So what did you pour something else, or are you still on that one?
I'm still on this one. Then I continuously dump into the dump glass for the ending.
I've been finishing mine because why not?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna finish it just all together.
Yeah, I'm also not pouring the entire sample bottle. I'm only doing half the sample bottle.
It's like, do you want to?
Oh my god,
wake up tomorrow?
Oh my god, that would be 24 ounces if I poured the entire sample bottle. Holy crap, no!
It's terrible idea. Don't do that.
And I also need to drink some water. So
yes, drink lots of water, especially with Texas whiskey. I highly encourage lots of water.
Just like in Texas, you drink water because it's hot.
Yeah.
How's the weather there for you guys? It's in the 90s here in Los Angeles.
It's been warm, but we've had really drastic, crazy storms the last couple of days with thankfully in my house, but like maybe a mile or two from here, we had massive hail last night. And it was scary. And we tornado watch, the sirens are going off. So yeah, it's been a real fun couple of days. So yeah, that's pretty. It's scary.
That sucks. Yeah, I always say that I miss thunderstorms because like in South Carolina, like I loved a good thunderstorm, but now I'm in Los Angeles and it never happens. But then I think about the times where it gets scary and it gets like really dark and like hail, like you said. That's not fun. There's nothing fun about that.
No, there's nothing fun about being in the closet with your kids. Is not a fun time to me.
Yeah, for us, we have a very central bathroom that we used to always gather in. Yeah,
that's we have a closet in our kitchen that's under our stairs, and so we were in there last night. I mean, we had phones and we had booze, so I mean, we were fine. But it's all good. So.
That's true. If I'm going down, I'm going down drunk with my favorite.
Might as well, right? So it's like my wife's like, "Don't forget the booze. We'll be fine."
Yeah, Stam says, I feel like we had a storm this past year. Actually, there was a storm fairly recently. I got scared because I wasn't used to hearing thunder because it's been like 3 years since I've heard thunder.
Oh, wow.
So I woke up, I was like, what was that? Was it a car crash? And I saw the lightning. I'm like, oh, that's a storm.
Yeah, it's been raining pretty much off and on all day with massive lightning strikes today. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, Tammy says Bastard's Ball is the best way to try Texas whiskey.
This is true.
Tammy, I have fingers crossed. I have a hotel room booked and I have a flight booked. I can cancel them if I don't get a ticket, but I really want to go though. I would love to go.
Hey, at the very least, you can always come to La Quinta, and La Quinta will also do.
That's where my reservation's at. I got a reservation at the La Quinta. So
perfect then.
So you know what? That's a good point. Even if I don't get a ticket to the Bastard's Ball, I'm still gonna go hang with all you fine folks.
At the very least, you're still gonna go to the best bar in Austin for a couple of days.
Are there a lot of distilleries? Like if I had to just do a bunch of distillery tours, are there other distilleries around that area?
There's like 5 or 6 you can go to within like 30 to 45 minutes of them.
I might still make a weekend of it, no matter what, just to do it because I've never been to Austin, so I'm very excited.
Okay. Yeah, there's lots of stuff. There's a lot of cool bars and stuff there too. So there's lots to do.
Yeah, William said I wouldn't cancel La Quinta. No, I don't plan on. You know what? I booked that so early because I was like, I hear all the best stories come from La Quinta. I'm like, at the very least, I just got to make sure I'm at that hotel.
Pretty much.
Jason said, did they announce the date? They did announce the date. October
17th.
17th. Okay.
Yeah, it's a Sunday. It was a Saturday. They changed it to a Sunday now. So I need to add an extra day to my reservation now.
Oh wait, they've changed it to a Sunday. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the 16th. They changed it to the 17th. So that's what we've been told.
See, that's the problem with me booking without a ticket because I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we got to. Well, they kind of started with the 16th, then they went to the 17th now for whatever reason. So yeah, so I actually have to add on one more day to my reservation there.
Well, I was checking out on Sunday the 17th. So
that's what I'll
figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I just need to add a day.
I'm looking forward to just meeting everyone because being in California, I can't make it to all the Kentucky meetups. I know Perry from This Is My Bourbon podcast is having one next month. I would love to, but that's a long way to fly for, a meetup.
Yeah,
so Texas is a lot easier for me.
Exactly. Never been there either, so I understand completely. All right.
Jake Miller says, I have a 1-bedroom at the moment and moved recently, so I decided if it hits the point with no basement, I will sip down the bottles and go down with my collection. I love it. That's me too.
There you go. Perfect.
Everyone's saying October 16th is a Saturday.
That's right, it is, but they changed it to the 17th.
Okay, Steve A said they bumped it. Okay, gotcha.
That's the reason, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was supposed to be the 16th, but they bumped it.
Okay.
All right, so next thing I'm going to have you. So this is the one I don't know. I've never tried this on anyone prior to you, so you're my guinea pig.
That is like borderline Willet pot still bottle.
Yeah, it really. So this is the first thing made by Giant, which is down on the coast near Houston. It's south of there. So this is their first product they put out. That's not just source stuff. So it's 100 proof.
The GiantRye, is that it?
Yeah, the GiantRye, and this is 100. Yeah, so Dave Pickerel was involved with this one. So I'm very interested what you think of this.
Okay,
and a single barrel as well.
Well, that gives it. Shouldn't tell me that. I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to be like, I love it. I haven't even tried it. I love it. I really liked it. So everyone kind of complains about the Metallica whiskey, the black end that he was involved with.
I thought it was good.
That whiskey. I liked it.
Yeah, we just reviewed that one I don't know, maybe like a month ago. That was good. I thought that was really
it's not going to be my favorite whiskey ever, but I think it was solid.
It was good.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Definitely a rye on the nose.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely rye.
And it's not like, so I've had the Balcones rye in their rye. I have had a pick of their Cask rye. This is a lot more rye than that is, because that one is a very unique.
The funny thing is that one's 100% rye. It's just that it's the different rye varietals in that one being, the Elbin. But when you add that crystal and that chocolate malt rye in there, that's why it changes so drastically.
Exactly. Yeah. So this was a lot more like a typical rye. It does have some of the Texas kind of.
Oh yeah, this one definitely is Texas funk, big time.
Yeah. I hate saying funk because I don't want it to sound bad. I'm not complaining.
It's not. Well, it's just like Springbank has its funk, and called the Campbelltown funk. It's the same thing. It's that region's funk. It just is.
Yeah. I don't want it to sound offensive, like I'm complaining or anything.
Nah, I'm not worried about it.
I apologize for all the sirens going on behind me. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, whoa, that's different on the palate.
Yeah, it's weird.
Whoa, wait. So do you know the mash bill on this?
I don't. I have not done a lot of research on this one. Let me see. Unless it just happens to be on this thing here. Let's see here.
Because I feel like there's some. It's not just like 100% rye. I don't think it's definitely like got some like malty sweetness to it. I feel like
it does, and it doesn't say anything about being 100% rye. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of research. Like I said, you were my guinea pig on this one. So
yeah, you know what? What was the price on this one?
It wasn't bad. It was like $35-$40. It wasn't expensive.
I like it that it's unique.
It's definitely
would it be my daily drinker? No.
Yeah, is this? Yeah, this is not a drinker. Not even I wouldn't drink this on a regular basis. It's weird. I'm just gonna go with freaking weird.
James Taylor is asking a good question. Describe the funk. He said he's only had the Balcones pot still bourbon. Because that one doesn't really have very much of it. The way I would describe it, and this is just my personal opinion, it's me like it tastes like what you would expect an over oaked bourbon to taste like, that tannic wood kind of note, but it has like a. Not maltiness. There's Matt, how would you describe it?
To me, it's very earthy. It's got also kind of like a mushroom funk to it a little bit, but they like that overiness. But it's just that massive heat Texas has. Mm-hmm. It's that heat causes that terroir of the funk on it. To me, that's what it is. It's an earthy. It's
almost as intense of a flavor. Nothing like the same flavor, but it's almost as intense as a flavor as a peated whiskey to me. In some releases,
yeah,
it can blast you in the face, or it can be delicate, like in some whiskeys, and it's just just a hint of it there. But it's and the same with with peat. Some things are lightly peated, some things are heavily peated. So you know what I would say? I would encourage you to try one of their whether it's just even Ironroot Harbinger, which is available in a lot of Total Wines across the country. Give it a try. It may not be your thing, I get it, but that's why I want to try a lot more. I want to see I want to expand a bit more outside of my comfort zone with this whiskey.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely one of the more unique ones I sent, just to see if I was crazy or if you found also the same.
It almost tastes this one almost tastes like, do I want to say young? I don't know. Which is what you say with the Texas whiskey tasting young.
I think it's also got, and I think this is because of being on the coast, so you have a lot more humidity there being on the coast. And I think, so this does take, I think if this was older, it would be better. It also, to me, because I think of the humidity, has this almost that young barrel, like kiln dried. And I don't know what kind of barrels, and maybe they are using kiln dried, but it has that weird green note to me on it of the kiln dried barrels. Mm-hmm. But it's just a weird whiskey to me. And I just wanted to see what you thought of it.
Yeah. Not bad, but
not bad, but not my. It's probably my least favorite of everything I sent you, to be honest.
Well, you know what? For being your least favorite, that's not that bad. So I'm excited for the rest.
Yeah. So, all right, so let's do that. All right, so then let's move on to no. Okay, so I sent you Ironroot Hubris. So this is their corn whiskey, and this is one of their older ones. This one's 43 months.
So you say this is their corn whiskey. Is Harbinger, is that a bourbon or like
a bourbon?
Okay.
Yeah, this is corn whiskey. So it has to be at least 80% either Hughes or virgin oak, uncharred, in order to be called a corn whiskey.
Some of these caps are
this is
really tight.
Yeah, nice purple corn in it. And this is 117.8 proof. So
okay, nice.
I want to start taking some pretty big bumps up in proof.
Jason said he just booked his room at the Looking Down. I might have to change my reservation now. I got to look into it.
I need to add one more day to mine.
Yeah. Colin says, sorry, I got confused. I read that as like, will I mention? Okay, I mentioned to Matt earlier, but the Maltzilla arrived today from your birthday stream. Wait and drink along with Matt and Clifton. That's exciting. I'm excited to try that one.
Yeah, well, that's probably going to be the last one we end up doing.
Will just says that's fan-fucking-tastic.
It's correct. It's true.
Okay, this is interesting. On the nose. Again, none of the Texas funk.
No, so this is so Ironroot is right on the border. With it's like 8 miles from the Oklahoma border, so the very northern part of Texas now.
Gotcha.
So we're going from one extreme of the state to the other extreme of the state at this point.
Yeah, interesting. It's very. I mean, I would say that's the most like floral, like honey floral forward of ones I've had so far.
Yeah, and I love the oily viscousness of this one.
Okay. I like it.
Oh, yeah, I like it. And
I like that.
One, that proof shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says, hello, I'm here, and you should drink me.
But it doesn't, being 117, I don't think it, like, sometimes, you know what, but typically with, like, with a rye whiskey or a rye-forward bourbon, it gets too hot. This one that you said is a corn whiskey. Right. So it's still got that sweetness. It's tons of sweetness.
Absolutely. It's very nice. A lot of sweetness. It's a really nice... It doesn't drink as hot as what it would say it should, but it does have a really nice, like, black pepper cinnamon finish on it. So it still gives it heat without actually being alcohol-y. It's spicy.
And I would say that finish just goes on and on. Like, that's got the
it's still going. Even with a sip of water, it's still going.
Jake says, I'm the weird one. Me and my girlfriend's friend group that loves the dry apricot note. So Texas whiskey hits the spot. Perfect. Apricot. That's an interesting way to think about it. I could see that. I could see Texas whiskey kind of having that, being that part of the funk. David is asking, out of these, which one is my favorite so far? Oh, what have we tried? I got to look real quick. I love that Still Austin, but I feel like I wouldn't reach for it if I was looking for a Texas whiskey kind of flavor. You know what? I think my favorite so far is the Lone Elm.
Okay.
I like that one a lot. This one, the finish though is fantastic. Yeah. I just think flavor wise, I like what the Lone Elm was bringing so far. We still got like 5-ish more.
Exactly.
Yeah, but this one's good. This was probably a close second or third.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is one of my favorite things. Like I love Ironroot so much. They do such a great job. It's unfortunate you guys now can't get basically any of the other stuff except for Harbinger. Mm-hmm. Good news is if you do get to go to the ball, they'll have a ton of different expressions with them, which is great. And more than likely, Robert will come to La Quinta to hang out too.
Oh, awesome! Maybe bring some
always a good time.
That's awesome. Well, that's a good question for you. Like, what is your typical, like, not necessarily like favorite Texas whiskey, but what are some of your favorite distilleries in Texas?
Well, Balcones, Andalusia, Ironroot, or like Still Austin, like Tahwahkaro, which used to be, we're going to taste here in a little bit, was down the street from us, and they do a 4-grain bourbon and a 6 rye malt, which were super interesting. I think you'll enjoy those. Those will be fun. But I like the mass majority of them, but those are the ones I like a lot. Those particular ones, but I'll drink pretty much anything from Texas for the most part, except for
California is a little bit more limited in terms of like the good stuff. It's harder to find good stuff. Although Redwood Empire's out here and they do some really.
Oh yeah, I like their stuff.
Yeah. David is asking, can you show the bottle? I think he's talking about the one we just had.
This one.
Oh, he's either asking for that one or he's asking for the one that I said was my favorite, the Lone Elm.
The Lone Elm. It looks like this.
Yeah, I think this one was my favorite so far.
Yeah,
but we still got someone to go.
Yeah, I don't think they have distribution outside of Texas as far as I know right now.
That's unfortunate for me.
Oh, yeah. And
but I have friends in Texas like you, so maybe we can work something out.
Exactly. And Jason Bootsy, like he says, the Galladay will, they'll be there and they'll have lots of fun stuff too, because they actually work for Ironroot as well. So
awesome. Yeah, y'all have convinced me. You know what? Even if I don't get tickets, I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, either way, you're gonna have a really good time.
I might crash the La Quinta.
Yeah, no matter what, I have to make sure I have a first floor room because the first year we were there, we kind of broke the elevator with the cases of whiskey. So,
oh no.
Well, it worked the first day we went up with I think we're on the third floor. Like, well, we brought, I forget, I think like 18 cases. And so, yeah, it didn't work out so great. The next day, they're like, the elevator doesn't work. I'm like, I don't know anything about that.
Well, I just like that they were cool with y'all gathering there because I know we had a similar, not clearly, whoa, clearly not at that level. But when we went to when it's Bourbon Night had their meetup in October, I think it was 2019. We did a similar thing in the lobby of their hotel, and the hotel was really cool with us. Although they got a little rowdy past 3 a.m. and guests were complaining, I've heard. So the next night we were cut off at midnight, but it was still a ton of fun. So I love those gatherings like that. So. Swan says Breaker bourbon out of Cali is out. Okay, I've never tried that one, so I got to check that one out.
Oh yeah, Breaker's got, actually like Breaker's got I think 3 different ones that I've tried. I've tried their wheated, their sherry, and their port. I thought they were all pretty good.
Nice. Yeah, I don't. You know what? I don't think we've even heard of them. I gotta look that one up like right after the stream.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where they're at, but I know.
Yeah, it must be probably up north because like I know like all the Southern California ones.
Yeah.
Or at least I think I do. It might be Southern California. I could be wrong.
Who knows?
But. All right, what are we drinking next?
All right, let's do. Okay, now I'm gonna have you do Garrison's Balmorhea. They're this one with the fancy star on it here.
Oh, okay,
Balmorhea, and
I'm excited to revisit it because, like I said, I've only had like the basic stuff and maybe a cowboy. I don't remember. It was one time.
That is, it's a double oak is what it more or less is. They put it in. So this one is number 1 white corn, and they tell you what farms these are from. So this one's from a South Texas farm, and it was distilled in 15, and it's a 2021, so it's a 6-year, and it's a double barrel. So yeah, these are usually really
you can
good.
tell. I mean, it's dark. I mean,
it's dark.
Double barrel in Texas. That sounds like a dangerous gamble. Like
yeah,
they're making this.
This of all the releases, their standard release is really relative on this. They're not, unfortunately, they're not cheap. They're like 160, but they are. To me, it's their best of their stuff. Like the regular ones, like 70, and their single barrels are usually about 100. So I'd rather just spend the extra money and get the really good ones.
Yeah. What's up, Donald? Oh, Patrick says he actually sent me this one as well. I apologize. Patrick sent me a ton of samples a while back ago, and it was like when I was doing all like the distillery guests, so I had to kind of put them aside. So I apologize. Patrick. I'll try it here tonight. So thank you, Patrick and Matt for this.
No, I guess you said to the 2020s. You should actually compare them. This is a 2021. You can compare and see which one you like better.
Yeah, I'll save a little bit of that sample.
Yeah, save some of that one and see what you think.
Yeah. So this is Garrison Brothers. What was it called?
Balmorhea.
And double barrel. Wow, that's I'm just looking at the color on it. Holy
it's
crap,
super dark. Yeah, they got another one called Estacado that's finished in port that's also really good.
I like the nose on this. I love that it doesn't smell. Sometimes I get worried of like certain things that are like double barrel that they're just so like bitter wood on the nose. This one's actually
this really did well taking on a second barreling.
You know what? It's giving me some Knob Creek kind of vibes on the nose, and y'all know I love Knob Creek. So
yeah, I could definitely see that with some Knob Creek on there.
Because like there's a certain type of woodiness that I get on Knob Creek that I think is so unique to it. Like it's not like a bitter wood, and it's not like a new. I always say Home Depot note, which is like a freshly cut piece of wood. It's not that. It's like a very mature, very like I don't know, sweet wood.
Yeah, because this is one of the oldest distilleries in Texas. Technically, they started before, but the first product that came out on the market for whiskey was Balcones by about 6 weeks over Garrison. So,
oh wow, what's the proof on that one?
115.
That does not drink that hot.
Mm-mm.
It has the Texas whiskey funk. Let me get that out of the way first. It's very prevalent, but now that I'm more accustomed to that note than I was before, I can appreciate it, and it's still super like desserty, like a caramel, like almost
it's a really rich, oily, thick, viscous whiskey. This is definitely their best standard product. That it's a limited release, but it's an annual limited release, so I call it semi-standard, whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, I think it blows away their standard stuff like completely.
Oh yeah, it's not even close because I went to the first time I tried this, I went to the distillery in 2017. And I bought a couple of the 375s of this when it came out because now it's in this fancy bottle and stuff. But yeah, back when it came, this little boot flask when I got it down there, and it was really good. Now that was a fun place to visit down there. And
What did you say the price on this one was?
it's like 150 to 160
Okay.
usually.
I mean, you can definitely tell it tastes like a limited edition whiskey. I think so for sure. Now, but definitely don't make that your first Texas whiskey purchase if you don't really like that note. Because try some of the cheaper stuff first. But I dig this. I dig this a lot. You know what? I might have. You know what? I'll have to revisit that Lone Elm at the end of the night because
we'll have to compare your favorite to the end and see if you still think it's your favorite.
Yeah, because honestly, it's between this and the Lone Elm, and maybe I'm just misremembering how much I like the Lone Elm. So I'll save a little bit of this and we'll come back to it.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess Steve A said he put a picture in the Discord of the luggage cart.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty funny. All right, so let's see here. Let's move on to... All right, so proof-wise...
Pat says this... I keep wanting to say Balmorhea, and this is awful. But how's it pronounced?
Balmorhea.
Balmorhea, okay. I'm thinking
Balmorhea sounds like like you got some serious dysentery.
Sounds like a condition. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
But Patrick said it's the Texas whiskey that made me give Texas whiskeys another shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if you guys have tried Texas whiskeys, you've only tried one, you think you don't like it, try another. Just give it another shot. Now, if you try like 3, 4, 5, you still don't like it, then you know what? Maybe it's not for you. It's not for everybody.
Oh, I guess this was the second one, Steve. Oh, I didn't realize that was the second time. Oh, nice. What you read once?
What was that?
Steve's talking about this is after they helped offload the first version. That's hysterical.
Well, I'm flying in, so I can't carry too many bottles, but I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, we drive from 4 hours away, but we packed the car was so full. I had to put the luggage in the back seat of the car as the trunk was full. So
wow.
It's a lot of cases of whiskey.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just think this year, everyone's been dying to share their whiskey. I mean, at least I have.
Valid.
I've been buying bottles, and normally I'm like, I'll bring them to meetups like every, at least once a month.
Right.
But with 2020, I had not enough people to share.
No meetups.
My collection got ridiculous, and now I just want to share it all. So.
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome. Well, what did you pour anything yet? Or are we?
No. Okay. So I'm gonna have you. Okay. So I'm gonna have you move on to now. This is Tahwahkaro. So this is
an interesting bottle.
Yeah, so this is actually the shape of a canteen because it means bend in the river, and Tahwahkaro was this Indian word for bend in the river. And so this is
the rye or the bourbon. You sent me both.
Let's do the bourbon first.
Okay.
And so actually this is both of the bottles I sent you were actual pulls from the distillery barrels. The guys just handed to me when they're there. So these are directly from barrel. These are not proofed down or anything. Just simply whiskey thief into the bottle. So okay. These are completely pure.
Hey, that's what I like. I'd much rather have that.
Yeah. So the cool thing is it's a 4-grain bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 61%. Yeah, so 61% corn, and then it's 13% rye, wheat, and barley, equal parts of those.
Okay.
And so this is Grapevine, which is about 25 minutes east of me, where I'm currently at.
Mm-hmm.
And so these guys make a really interesting product here. So this is their very first single barrels they were putting out, though.
Gotcha. Yeah, on the nose, I would say it's complex. I can't quite pull out what I'm finding in it.
And this once again comes down to terroir is different here in DFW than it is in either up north or south of here. And this is the fun part about Texas: they're different regions.
Yeah,
and this is its own animal.
Yeah. Excited to try it.
Oh gosh, I love Jake Miller's comment. That's hysterical.
Whiskey, give me 10.
Hotel workers, whatever. Well, hell, the first year was funny. After one of the clerk at the front desk, he got off work. He's like, he went and got his girlfriend and came back with the whiskey. It was hilarious to hang out for a few hours of this. It was great.
Oh, that's so cool. And that's awesome. That honestly ups La Quinta's opinion, like my opinion of La Quinta, just based off of that. That sounds like such a fun. Because, there's some companies that are like, oh, well, here at Marriott, we don't allow that. I'm not dusting Marriott. I'm just saying, like,
right, reference, right.
Yeah. So to me, this one tastes a lot more of, not to say what I don't like about Texas whiskey. It tastes like a quintessential Texas whiskey.
Absolutely.
It's got a lot of that funk on it. I'm going to be honest, I don't particularly love this one. That's just personally. And the only thing I can say, if you ask, why don't you love it? I like the level of sweetness. I think it's like a really very drinkable, very easy, approachable. But I feel like that funkiness is kind of throwing me off because like that's all I get on the finish. I just get that like, kind of weird, intense Texas flavor. Which if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, that's hard to explain. We tried to explain it earlier.
It's until you basically had it, you can't really. It's just like explaining Campbelltown. Unless you've had it, you can't really describe it until you've had it. And once you describe it and you've had it, then it makes sense.
Like, oh, I get exactly. Yeah, exactly. So this does have a lot of it. So that's the warning that I'm giving. But I don't think it's bad at all. It's just something I wouldn't gravitate towards.
Yeah. For a lot of people, I find this is either they really love this or they really don't care for it at all. And so I've said this all over the country, and most people tend to pretty much really like this, as I said, or occasionally they don't like it at all.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that I'm one of those people, but everything else I've loved.
No skin off my back. Hey, if you end up liking like 90% of them, I call that a win.
Well, we're on a good track so far because this is the only one that I feel like I said that I personally dislike. Everything else I like. So.
Okay. All right. So now I'm just see what you think of this. So this is got just 6 different rye varietals, and this is a malted rye.
Okay.
And there's only about 7 malted ryes in the entire world that are currently made. So this should be, and this is cask strength. So this is batch 1, drawn directly from the barrel. So I'm interested to see what you think of this.
Well, New Riff, they did a malted rye, right?
Who did?
New Riff?
Maybe
they had maltsters. I don't know for sure if it was malted.
I don't know. It's certainly possible. I don't know. I haven't had it because this, of course, that came out in the last 6 months or so.
Yeah, it's pretty new. So.
Yeah, so maybe they're like the 8th or 9th at this point.
Yeah, seeing lots of new faces in the chat tonight. By the way, welcome everyone. If this is your first time watching, hopefully you enjoy the stream, and if you feel like it, make sure to subscribe afterwards. I see still 84 says La Quinta, so he must have been there. Whoever that is.
Yeah, he was there both years, so he knows all about it. Yeah, he's been to my house a few times. He's been to some of our insane whiskey events, so he knows all about it.
Oh, nice. And then the Sweet Tea 1985 said, "What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in." And I saw Richie Z come in earlier. Richie Z, good to see you, man. Thanks. And if anyone else I missed, I see Lil came in too. So cheers, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out this Thursday evening. All right, let me wait. We haven't tried this one yet. Sorry.
Yeah.
Cliffy's starting to show up because I'm like, it's
been 2 hours. We've only got a couple left, so we're doing pretty good.
No, it's when I hit the 2 hour mark. It's like every single time.
Oh, yeah. We're done way before the 2 hour mark. We'll be good.
Oh, okay. I'm digging the nose a bit more on this.
Okay. Yeah, this is the one, like, I like the bourbon, but this is the one that made me fall in love with the distillery was their malted rye.
Okay.
This is the one, like, it's funny. We got to try it before it was even, like, a product. They're like, I went in there, I called them and said, hey, I was like, YouTube channel, and they're like, hey, you want to come hang out? I'm like, yeah, I'll come hang out. And so I went down there, and they're like, well, I got this product, and we haven't put it on the market. You want to try it? I'm like, yeah, I totally want to try your product you haven't put out. And it was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, and they're like, here's a vial of it. We took home this unmarked vial of it. And then when it first came out, they're like, here's one of the first ones on the batch because you love it so much. Here's a bottle, which is, as you can tell, I've drank most of this because it's quite good.
Oh, yeah. That's my jam.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that you know what? As much as I was willing to dismiss the distillery after that first one, I'm right back around.
This is the one I'll. If you don't drink one, this is the one I was recommending people. I mean, I like the bourbon. Actually, they've got their new stuff is even better.
Okay.
We have one that we made with them called the Purple Haze, and they include blue corn from Balcones and the Bloody Butcher from Ironroot.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
So we actually claimed the barrel like we did it at 9 months. We just took out some to bottle. But we claim the rest of the barrel, so when it gets done in another, I guess it'll be another few months. It'll be done, and God willing, we can get the rest of that barrel. It should be amazing.
It says 124 proof, but man, this doesn't drink it.
Yeah, it's 124, so it's a little scary. Yeah, it's scary how many of these don't drink as hot as they say they are, which can get you in a lot of trouble in the long run.
Well, I feel like maybe that's a trend that I'm noticing. I mean, maybe Texas whiskey is always that way. I'm just not super familiar with it.
I think it is.
Yeah, as we know, rye always drinks hotter than it says it is. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking about typical rye whiskey. You know,
right? It's the rye.
But maybe Texas that rapid aging, maybe it does some mellowing. Maybe it makes it a little more approachable.
Could be. That's a good question. I don't know. That's a great question, though. I think that's a valid reason why it wouldn't be.
Yeah. Donnie, thank you for the reminder. Yes, we have some birthdays here in the chat tonight. Nice. Mrs. Linux Cat and Zopher. I know Zopher was here earlier, but happy birthday, guys. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. I know it's almost over for people on the East Coast, but appreciate you guys. And anyone else's birthday it is, hey, what's up? Happy birthday. James Taylor says, I'll say I like the Jimmy Red corn bourbon from Charleston.
Hmm.
I'll need to try that corn version. Oh, okay. You know what? I've never had that. And I'm actually going to Charleston end of next month. So
is that Highwire? Is he talking about Highwire? Is that what he's talking about? Or is it somebody else?
I'm not sure. Yeah, James, let us know.
Because if it's the Highwire, I know what he's talking about.
She's still waiting to get her Limestone Branch Malted Rye.
Oh, okay. They made one too. Nice. Yeah. Now have you had the Old Potrero, their Malted Rye?
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
You know what? Now that you say that, now I know why this tastes familiar.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's that malted rye note.
Right.
I was like, why does this taste familiar? Especially because you said that there's only a few people that have done it.
Yep.
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking of, that Old Potrero, because it's such a unique note.
Yeah,
I put it in a blind flight. It was actually my first time trying it too. I did a bunch of California distilleries with our local group, because surprisingly, a lot of us haven't tried California distilleries. So I did like Redwood Empire, and I did that one, and I did a few other ones. And the general consensus was a lot of people did not like the malted rye from Old Potrero, but this one guy, Spencer, y'all that have been in the hangout know him. He literally fell in love. He literally ordered it that night. He freaking loved that note so much. So it's like one of those things. It's like, either you love it or I wouldn't say you hate it. You love it or you're like, not my thing.
Yeah, I think it's easier that you really love that note, or it's like that's weird.
It is weird. I was one of the weird people, but now I think I may prefer this one over the Old Potrero. I don't have it side by side to do it, but I like
the other one is Cedar Ridge also does a malted rye.
Okay, I haven't heard of that.
Three that you can I can name. You can get a hold of if you know somebody to get it from that state. Let's put it that way.
James said Revival straight bourbon whiskey made with 100% Jimmy Red corn distilled. Okay,
yeah, that one. I like that one. Yeah, Highwire. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that one.
Fred said Old Potrero is crazy and so good. It's a bit mix of both. It's crazy, but it's also good.
Agreed. There's exactly what it is. It's a crazy good one. Exactly.
Yeah, Emily says that Highwire does have red corn. All right, let me rinse my glass. That was an intense one. I got to start fresh for the next one.
I understand.
What do you think? What are you thinking next? There's three left? No, two left.
Two left. So I'm gonna have you do the Ranger Creek 36 cask strength straight bourbon. So this one comes in at 63.6. This is 2 years, 3 months. This is back one.
Wait, so we haven't done anything from the. Well, no, I'm thinking of the banner one. Sorry, the label looked very similar. I think Ranger Creek.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the stuff that's finally not 9-month-old. That was in this little 375s. This is some of their first stuff that actually came out in the 750s.
Does this say 60? Oh, that's a 3. Is that 63% or 67%?
Yeah, 63.6.
Okay, at first one says 67%. I was like, holy crap.
No, I just didn't quite that high.
Okay.
The next one after this is 65.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I'm not complaining. Trust me, I love high proof stuff. But question from William. He said, "Is the I cannot say that name." Rye at most stores in Texas.
Yes, you should. Now, I don't know if you guys will find the cask strength. The regular one's 105 proof. The top, if you want the cask strength, you may have to look.
Gotcha.
Or contact the distillery. In fact, if you contact the distillery, they're pretty happy sending you a FedEx package. And that's not a joke. Just call the guys up; they'll take care of you. No questions asked.
Cheers, Whiskey Samurai.
They were the way they had to work it here is when you get a distillery tour, if you wanted a bottle, the city's dry, so you could get a really expensive T-shirt and get a free bottle. Mm-hmm. So you paid like $70 and you got a T-shirt.
I got you.
And like a Glencairn and a koozie and a hat. It was a good.
You know what? That's awesome. That's always the weird thing too with like getting like media samples of things. Like some companies are like very professional, like we have to send it this way. Some people are like, we can't even ship it to your residence. I'm like.
Yeah, it's like, okay, fine. Send it to Walgreens down the street.
Whatever. And then some distilleries just like freaking ship it like USPS and like
they're like, I don't care. They're like, no markings, what it is.
Yeah,
there's a crap. They'll send it. It's really funny how it is across the board. Some got huge. This is alcohol. Must be signed by 21 and over.
You have to sign for it and everything.
And then other ones are like, did you get my whiskey? I sent it in a big giant box. Like, okay.
Lil says that is dark for 2.5.
Yeah, it is. It is real. Okay, so the reason it's so dark is they age these in box cars. So they have like those big ones off the big rigs or the ones they actually put on box cars. So they took those big container things, stuck them out on the land, and they age everything in those big box cars. So it's just these big metal things you see on container ships, and that's what's in there.
Interesting.
So this has improved drastically from the 9-month stuff they used to make. Yeah, I really like that the extra year or so on has really made a big difference. Like 18 months extra has made a phenomenal difference for me.
So on the nose, you know what this is reminding me of?
Okay.
This is reminding me of Jack Daniel's single barrel proof.
Okay. Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
I don't know why. And again, I'm still thinking ahead for Matt Madness tomorrow. I'm like, I would totally say this is Jack Daniel's on the nose.
Okay, I could see that.
It's
Definitely
still
got some of those sweetness notes in there for
the
sure.
sweet, banana bread kind of note. Not like there's two types of banana that I always talk about on my channel. There's either the fake Runts banana or banana bread. This is definitely the banana bread, the good one.
Yeah. Like of all the Jack Daniels, besides the amazing limited edition rye they put out last year, the single barrels are by far their best product of their cast strength one or barrel proof, whatever they call it there.
Does not taste like Jack Daniel's though.
No, it tastes nothing like that.
Ooh, okay. You know what? I'm feeling it. That's hitting the spot. Okay.
It's good whiskey. They've done a really, really good job. Yeah, because they've got some ones they've got some wine finish now. You can only get them at the distillery, but we tried them a couple years ago at the ball, and they were great.
I might have a new favorite, Matt.
You have a new favorite, you think?
At the end, I'm going to do this. Let me go ahead and set it aside so I don't forget.
All right.
I'm going to do this, which was, what was this one to remind me?
You got Lone Elm and Garrison, the other two, so your favorite so far.
Yeah, Lone Elm. Let me find the Garrison. And then this one. Sorry, what was this one called? I said it somewhere and I lost it.
There's the Lone Elm, and then the Garrison Balmorhea.
Oh no, but I mean the
Ranger Creek.
We're trying right now.
Oh, Ranger Creek.
Where did I say? Oh, there it is. I said it in the back.
I was like, you just it's got to be there somewhere.
I know. Well, it's because I poured it and I set it down. Like, oh wait, what? I have a good feeling that might be my favorite. Now, what's pricing on that one?
90.
90. Okay. So it's not nothing to
yeah, it's not
a $30 bottle that I'm going crazy over.
Yeah, because like the regular version is I think around 45 to 50.
That's really nice. I'm loving that.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. We got one left. This is the one that we've been hyping all night, right?
This is it. This is the Balcones single barrel Froke. This is Maltzilla, the Fury of the French Oaks. This is 65.2, all malt, obviously single malt and all French oak. It's 34 months old, and look at the freaking color on that bad boy. Sorry,
that's almost as dark as my Madeira.
Look at that
as dark as my Madeira, if not
darker.
darker.
You can't even see through it. It's ridiculous.
That is crazy. Have a couple people heading out. James is going to go play Lord of the Rings online with my two sons who are in college. Oh, that's cute. That's awesome. You're a great dad. And Whiskey Mountains is also heading out. Cheers, you guys. Yes. For those of you that stick around, I know we're a little bit over time. I apologize, but trust me, it's worth it. Because after this, we're going to find which one is my favorite.
Exactly.
Whiskey. So stick around if you can. Wow, this is. You know what? I didn't believe the darkness until I just poured it into my own glass. I'm like, holy crap!
So dark.
This is so dark. Everyone's like, here we go. Everyone's excited for this one.
Yeah, as I know, Colin got one, and Steve, when he visited in town a few weeks ago, he got a bottle too.
So I know you probably just said it, but please remind me as I'm focused now, what makes this special?
Well, it's a single barrel, but B, This is French oak, and to me, French oak is the best product Balcones makes, and then this is probably the best Balcones I've ever had.
Okay,
this is just phenomenal.
Man, you know what? If I had planned this sooner, I should have sent you a sample of the Madeira one that I have because I said that was my favorite Balcones.
Another time, we'll have to do that. We can compare them.
Yeah. Whew, wow, it's almost like on the nose. You know what? It's a weird note that I'm getting. It's almost like, do I say fruity pebbles? I don't know. There's like a fruity kind of cereal kind of note on it.
Okay, which would make sense since it's barley.
No, but it's like okay, this sounds so crazy, but like literally fruity pebble cereal. I don't know why, and that's nothing bad at all about that. Yeah,
I even get Cocoa Pebbles too. Like it's got a lot of nice.
It's got it's got the Pebbles notes. if you like Pebbles,
it's cereal. All the fruits and the cocoa.
You know what? Holy shit! You said Cocoa Pebbles. Maybe that might be what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it's got a lot of cocoa notes in it there. So
I think actually I may have misassociated that with Fruity Pebbles. It may be Cocoa Pebbles.
I just think this thing smells wonderful.
It smells really great. Let's go ahead and try it. Thank you again for sharing it with me. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, you got to try the Madeira one because I think this one and Madeira would go neck and neck.
Okay. Wow. That's
Fantastic.
a lot. Yeah, I would love to try that. That sounds great.
Oh, so Colin says so much blackcurrant. You know what? There's a note that I'm getting, and I was almost saying like I want to say muscadine, but that's not quite what I'm getting. Maybe it is. I don't even know what blackcurrant tastes like. I'm not gonna lie.
It's basically grapes,
Mm-hmm.
more or less.
Muscadine. Well, you know, same
Yeah,
thing.
muscadine. Yeah, because I've had a bunch of those muscadine wines.
Mm-hmm. It has like a little bit of the bitterness from a muscadine.
It does have a little of that bitterness of the muscadine. I could definitely say that for sure. And maybe even a combination of the black currants and the muscadine. It really does have a little bit of that in there.
Mm-hmm. You know, if you don't mind holding down the fort for 30 seconds, I'll go grab my Madeira because I really want to do a side by side here. So, well, okay, we didn't give you a chance to shout out your channel. Please shout out your channel. Talk about what you guys have coming up, and yeah, what's coming up soon. So be right back.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we got coming up on actually in a couple days here on Saturday. We have Waterford's rep here. We've handed out 50 sample packs to locals here around. We've got 4 different ones that are from Ireland, and it's a 3-year Irish. So we're talking about that with that rep at 7 p.m. Central Time on Saturday night. And then on Monday, we've got Stellum Bourbon's creator, Will Sturgis, will be with us. We're talking about both the bourbon and the rye. And then the following week, we've got Bull Bath Bourbon on. And then we've got Glengarry and Little Mill on. And then after that, we'll have Adriana on for some. Finally get to do our peated and sherry cask finished whiskey. So we got a lot of fun stuff coming up and lots of awesome reviews and all that fun stuff. So every week we drop 2 reviews, 1 live stream, and also we do liqueurs on Saturdays, which are always fun. So
I love it. Y'all, I commented on that video, but that Di Serono, we have not picked up a bottle yet, but we got it. That Di Serono cream.
You got to get it, man. It's so good. It's so freaking good. Yeah, I'm sure your husband will freaking love that stuff.
Oh, he loves Di Serono. Like, you know what? We go through spells where we forget it exists, and then we try it, and we're like, why don't we keep this? He's a bigger fan of it than I am, but I know we've never added cream to it, but that sounds like right up our alley. So.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, so I am pouring. This is actually a pick from the Los Angeles Bourbon and Whiskey Society. It was one of the first like COVID picks, so it was like a Zoom Brady Bunch style pick.
Oh, that's cool.
It's called the Balcones bunch. This is virgin European oak and used Madeira.
Okay,
so
nice.
So I just want to not that I'm trying to compare and say it's better. Which, by the way, I will absolutely get you a sample of this.
I would appreciate that.
Sure.
That's awesome. I'm very excited to try that.
Yeah. So this.
I can send you some other Balcones. I mean, hell, we can do an entire stream on Balcones.
Let's do it. I have a Texas. I have a single barrel pick of the bourbon and a single barrel pick of the rye. So I can send you that and the Madeira. Dude, let's do it. Let's do it.
Sounds good.
All right. So I poured the Madeira. I just want a little side by side because they're both fantastic.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh my God, I love that Madeira. Oh my God. I'm sorry to say it, but that Madeira
it's even better. Okay, I gotta have a sample of that. I gotta try that.
Yeah,
that's even better than that's so good. Terrifying that's that.
And the guy that did the pick, I was talking to him because he's actually the one that gave me a bottle. He had the leftover. He bought a few for himself, and he's like, "Oh, I don't need so many." He said that like it sat on the shelf for like 3 months. No one bought it.
Oh my gosh.
And then now word's starting to spread that it's really good, and like it's gone. It's like it got gone real quick.
So it's funny you say that. So my buddy who owns this liquor store at Big Country Liquor in Fort Worth. My friend Pete went there and they had like 8 cases. And when he bought us a bottle, I was like, all right, we tried like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So we called Fatty, who's the owner, and he's like, yeah, you want to mention on the channel review, that'll be great. I was like, within like a couple of weeks, gone. People were like, can I get him? Like, no, he's sold out. Hell, Zach Andrews called. He bought 8 bottles. So, it's pretty funny. He's like, the people took all of it. I'm like, what do you think was going to happen? We told you how good it was.
Well, going back to one you gave me, as much as I was like raving about that one, they are both very, very good. I honestly think they're probably the best. Both of them are the best things I've had from Balcones so far.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exciting.
That's really good. Yeah, I do prefer the Madeira myself personally, but I do got to pick my favorite of these tonight. So let me a little bit of that. Swan is asking, are we hanging? So I am doing a patron hangout, which is what I call my after party hangout. It's for all patrons, $10 and up. So if anyone is interested in joining that, you can join for $10. You don't have to. You can join at $2 and follow the Patreon. But if you want to do the hangout tonight, it's $10 and up. Matt, you're welcome to join us if you want to. You're
Sure, why not?
Are you on my Discord yet or no?
I don't know. I don't know if it's on your official one. I think I'm just on the one that's in whiskey.
Oh yeah. So I have one. I'll send you the link. It's just bourbonbites.com.
Oh, okay.
It should redirect you there. But I'll give you privileges so you can join too. So
all right, perfect.
All right, so I got that one. I got that one poured. The one you gave me. I don't want to pour out my beautiful Madeira one, so I'm gonna.
Well, don't pour it out. Just
chug it. Cheers.
Well, that also works.
I only brought out 2 glasses. That was a mistake.
Oh, okay.
All right, so I got your Balcones. I keep raving about this Lone Elm, but it's been a while since I've tried it, so let me try it.
Yeah, we need to have a little bit more of them, and I'm interested.
Although I got to prepare myself because I'm going down in proof, so I got to.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Man, that was good. But Balcones just does some amazing stuff.
Yeah, like Steve said, there were 4 left when he was there, and there were 2 less when I walked out. Exactly. And those 2 were gone within a couple of days after you left. It didn't take long. So, yeah, once the word got out that this thing was amazing, it just kind of disappeared.
Coming back to the Lone Elm, I'm starting to see that it may have just been because it was so early on that I loved it. It has a little bit of youth to it, I think.
Okay.
Nothing wrong with it. Don't get me wrong.
The funny thing is that's the oldest thing in there.
Wait, the Lone Elm?
Yeah, it's 5 to 6 years old. That's by far the oldest thing.
No, wait. What am I getting? You know what? Maybe I'm confusing the older oak with youth, which is weird.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. Since Colin got the Maltzilla, what did Colin think? I am interested to see what he thought of that.
Oh yeah, well, there were a few people trying it in the chat tonight. So if y'all that have tried it, please let us know what you guys think of it.
Yeah, I want to know what everybody thinks.
Yeah. Oh man, but you know what? Even though that's not my favorite, the Lone Elm is in my top 3. That's okay. I'll say number 3 for now, maybe number 2. We'll see.
All right.
And the other one was the Garrison. The Garrison Balmorhea, right?
Yeah, Balmorhea.
Damn, I tried.
Yes, Steve, it's the exact same batch.
Well, what does Steve think of it? Has he tried it?
I don't know, because I gave him a I don't know, Steve, have you opened that bottle of Lone Elm yet?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you think.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's definitely the Garrison Brothers is definitely Texas whiskey.
I think he might have tried it here. I don't remember. We tried a lot of things when he came over to visit, so I don't remember what I gave him.
All right, I'm ready to make a judgment.
All right, so what are we thinking?
I think my Balcones Madeira is number 1. Sorry, I gotta say it. Number 2, I think the Garrison Brothers edges out ahead.
Okay.
I mean, again, it's a $180 bottle.
Right.
It has that balance, and it just comes across as a limited edition whiskey, like flavor wise. So I got to say that one's definitely we'll say for this stream, first place. This is my first place. Second place is the Balcones that you sent, the Maltzilla. Yes. Second place, and third place for me. You know what? How much was the Lone Elm? Was it a pretty affordable?
They're not expensive. They're like $65 for the single barrels.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad.
That's my third place. So Colin says it's unlike anything he's had before, which is exactly what I'm looking for when exploring American whiskey. Fruity, oaky, funky goodness. Hell, yep. I'm right there for that.
Accurate completely.
Yeah. Well, this was a lot of fun. Thank you again, Matt, so much for joining us. It was eye-opening to try so many different Texas whiskeys and realize there's a lot more to it than
there's
what I perceive based on what I can get in California.
Oh yeah, for sure. And there's several distillers we haven't even covered yet because it was just trying to get as much goodness out as we could at one time.
Yeah, no, this was a fantastic introduction to Texas whiskey. I'm excited for more. I'm excited for us maybe doing a Balcones stream, doing something, because I would love to collaborate with you anytime. You're welcome on my channel, seriously. If you have an idea and you're like, hey, there's a good idea for your channel, I'm like, yes, let's do it. All right, well, cheers, Matt. Thank you so much, and thank you all so much for watching. For those of you on Patreon, I'll be joining the Hangout on Discord very, very soon. And Matt, I'll get you the link to that so you can join us too.
Sounds good.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers,
Until
everyone.
next time, this has been Bourbon Bites Whiskey Reviews with a Gaming Twist. I'm Clifton. This is Matt. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Matt Madness. Don't forget, ADHD whiskey. Wish me luck.
Absolutely.